and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing any of my videos, my name is Bwandungi and I'm so grateful that you're here. That out of all the things that you could be doing in this very moment, you chose to click on that link and listen to this video, and I am so grateful. I would also like to welcome all the new subscribers to this channel. Thank you so much for clicking that subscribe button. And if you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead, just click it. And at the end of this video, I will have something for you, so please stick around. Today I want to talk about doubt and my experience with doubt in telling stories that I have written down. Because I tell stories all the time, but these are sort of written stories that I have on my computer, on Wattpad. I even took one of those stories back because I felt so much like overwhelming doubt. What I do when I doubt myself, when I doubt my skills, is I will go online and look for articles that will help me understand how to better craft stories, how to be a better storyteller, instead of just sitting down and writing. And I'll read these articles from people who have made mistakes before, but right now they're not making mistakes because they have the experience in doing it. It would pay very much for me to do it, to have the experience of failing and correcting and failing and correcting, instead of doubting myself before I've had the chance to put anything out to fail with. One of the other things that will end up happening, like if I read an article that says I need to have these particular things in order to make a story great, and my story doesn't have those things, sometimes I will just chuck the story aside and then binge watch TV. But there again is the failing, because they're doing stuff. Like, I'm literally watching people work. They have created, people have written something, fine, they're not paid very well and they need to be. People have written scenes, actors are playing them out, a director is telling them what to do, there are producers in the background, like this whole machine is running, and I'm just sitting there not doing anything with my story because I'm just plagued with so much doubt, and I lose myself in a hole of binge watching. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why have I chosen this thing to be my career? When I doubt myself and I doubt that I have the tools necessary to make a good story into a great story. The next statement that I'm going to make, I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. I value #DVPit on Twitter because I understand its value in bringing unpublished writers to agents who will help them sell their stories to publishers. I get it, I understand it, it is valuable, especially in a place like Twitter where there's so much shit to waddle through in order to find the good stuff. And so the writing community is this wondrous place where we can exist without bashing one another or calling each other names, as has become the routine on Twitter. So I understand the value of DVPit, but this is what happened to me with the last one that happened this week that passed. At the end of the day, I will go ahead and search for #DVPit and read the stories because I'm interested in knowing the kind of stories that people are putting out there. As I'm going through them, I'm like, oh my God, this seems so fascinating. I need to know more. Oh my gosh, look at this other, it's so fascinating. I wonder what the rest of the story is. Oh my God, how do I get this person to choose me as a beta reader for their next project? But then when I look at the tweets, I find that there are no likes, like zero. And then I begin to question myself again. Like, do I truly have what it takes to understand what makes a good story? But I'm not an agent. So is my taste bad? Does that mean that the story that I'm writing, I'm filling it with my poor taste? Like, those are some of the thoughts that plague me. And I know that sometimes agents pass up on stories because either they're already working on a story that sounds very much like the one that is being pitched, or they just don't have the time in their calendar to give this the time they think it should have, or there are a plethora of reasons. But all I'm saying is that these sow seeds of doubt in me about what I know about writing. And I ask myself, why am I doing this? What is this for? If I'm writing a story and I don't have the skill, and I don't have the knowledge of what makes a good story. And I may even reach out there and no agent will ever select my story to be published. What then? And then I remember, I have a childhood friend. Her name is Ruth Ndiabahika, and she runs a school for girls who are orphaned or are vulnerable in Kabale. Please go ahead and follow her on Instagram. I will put it right here, but I will also include the details in the description box below. And she's doing fantastic work. She left a lucrative career in America to go back to Uganda, create a space where vulnerable girls, where orphaned girls can come and gain an education, where they can feel safe and feel loved and have their emotional needs met and their spiritual needs met, as well as their physical needs, because they actually sleep in the school. It is a boarding school. And she is my hero. She has created a safe space for girls who look like us, who are underprivileged, to have a chance to be great, to make greatness, not just for themselves, but for their communities, for their families. I had an experience when I first came across Octavia Butler's work. It had been sent to me by a friend in Chicago. She sent me a whole box of books. I held this book in my hands and I started to read it. And for the first time, I had the experience of enjoying a fantasy book without having to experience the adventure through a filter. This may not be something that is immediately obvious. A simple phrase like, she tucked her hair behind her ear. Where I grew up, no one was tucking hair behind their ears. That was not how we sort of existed in our lives. Representation then becomes important. So it reminds me when I'm going through these stages that I'm creating, just like Ruth is creating, this place where young girls can be safe. My desire is to create stories where these young girls or young girls like them can experience an adventure without a filter, where they directly experience an adventure of somebody who looks like them doing impossibly great things. There's a phrase that has also been tossed around a lot in the last week. I've heard it like several times, and I think it's a message, it's a personal message to me. I am my mother's, my grandmother's, my great-grandmother's, one of whom I bear a name. I am their wildest dream. It lives in the words that they left behind, that filter through to me. It lives in the words of teachers who invested in me, not simply because they thought I was going to do great things for myself, but that I was going to bring greatness for other people to share and to be and to do and to spread. Like, this is why I do this thing. This is why I do it. This is why I write. Another thing, Gene Roddenberry dreamed up Star Trek. He died in 1991, before most of us had cell phones. The flip phone that Captain Kirk used in the 1960s series was given to us after he had passed. He dreamt that up. The iPads that we use were dreamt up in Star Trek. And in one interview with William Shatner, he said that he met an aerospace engineer who was inspired by Star Trek. And he felt the honor of that. And that is the kind of stuff that I want to spread around. That the ideas, my creativity, however crazy it might be, whether or not it's understood by anyone, it's not about me in this immediate sense. Of course, I'd like to make money to live. I'd love for my writing to make enough money that I don't have to do 17 jobs. But the greater vision of what this writing is supposed to be, of where it is supposed to sit, is greater than just me. So I will hold on to that sliver of hope that is filtering through this wall of doubt that sometimes seems like it's falling right on top of me. I will grab onto it and I'll get to writing. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I did promise that if you stuck around to the end of this video, I would have something for you. If you look in the description box below, you'll find a link. Get 1 month free on Masterclass. If you sign up using that link, you will get a month free, and I will get a month free. 3 months for all. I'm telling you, you can learn cooking skills from Gordon Ramsay. You can learn about writing for TV with Shonda Rhimes. You can learn about writing with Dan Brown. You can learn about directing. You can learn about acting. There's so much that you can learn on masterclass.com, so I encourage you to click that link. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And in the comments section, please let me know, how do you deal with doubt? And finally, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? What? Go ahead and click subscribe, and don't forget to click that bell icon so that every time I upload a new video, you get a notification. And I will see you on Monday morning at 9:30 for the write-in. Make sure to put that in your calendars and come and join me in the morning so we can put some words towards our work. We're doing this for a reason. No more doubt. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!